first time that I heard Handel's Messiah was actually 21 years ago. Now the reason I know exactly 21 years ago is because my son is 21 and Brooke and I, on really of a last minute type arrangement, decided to travel up to it. We were in Columbus, just graduated seminary, and we were in our first appointment. I was here at a local church as an associate, and just really on a whim, we traveled up to Atlanta to catch the Messiah at the Fox Theater. It was a grand performance where it was bringing in a number of voices from the Atlanta community, and it was tied to the symphony and the orchestra, and so it was a really big concert. And since we were some of the latter ones to arrive, our seat was at the very top, really at the very end of in the very top. And being December, and my son's birthday is in December, you can imagine that Brooke was 9 months pregnant. And it actually was the 1st of December that year. Connor, his due date was the 24th, but he actually came early on the 11th. So she was about 10 days before delivery. And we were very excited about going to see the concert. We up at that point had not seen it in its entirety, and so was looking for the grand performance. And when we get there, you know, we're up in the corner and it's hard to see, and the seats were very uncomfortable. And you can imagine very uncomfortable for Brooke. And before that, we ate a real nice dinner, and so we were dressed appropriately, and it was freezing cold, and it was sleeting outside on our way into the Fox. And I just remember on the way traveling up there thinking, oh, it's going to be great. Can't wait to hear the concert. But while we were there, I could tell that she was really just in a state of discomfort. And eventually, obviously, we watched the entire concert. It was fantastic. It was very majestic. It was very appropriate for the season, and we both loved it. But I could also tell that physically, we were about ready to leave and to actually to go home. And so I have this image right after the concert where we're walking out of the Fox, and it's freezing cold. And on one level, we're mile high. Because we've just stood and listened to the Hallelujah chorus. And then as we walk out, the next one is, oh, I've got to get this woman home. If not, she's going to kill me. So we were back. My first experience with Handel's Messiah was listening to it up in Atlanta, and at the same time, Brooke being really 10 days from our Connor's birth, and holding all that in at the same time was an experience that I have not forgotten. One of the things that I think is appropriate every Christmas year is to have, in some form or fashion, Handel's Messiah. And so one of the things that I asked Wayne and our choir to do, this is a number of years ago, is that they would perform Handel's Messiah, not just for our congregation here, but for anybody in the community that would like to have this as a part of their preparation for Christmas. And so every other year at St. Paul, we perform Handel's Messiah, and it's been something of a blessing to me. I know it's been a blessing to many in our congregation, and I hope that in the years to come, it will continue to be that form of a blessing. My favorite parts, there's a number of different parts that I love about Handel's Messiah. I mean, obviously I love the tenor, the beginning tenor pieces. Years ago, when I remember, this is back when you plugged in CDs into your car and you listened to them, I bought a CD version of a concert and would listen to the tenor part over and over and over again. So one of my favorite parts of Handel's Messiah is that tenor part. But there's something about the Hallelujah chorus where it seems to be that the entire place gets to participate. It's not just those that are performing, whether it be the soloists or whether it be the choir, but normally at a concert, the congregation participates by standing and having all those parts come together for that last final is something that I think is very special. Now obviously for our church or for any church to pull off Handel's Messiah in a performance, it takes very dedicated people, it takes people who are very skilled. I'm deeply appreciative every year to the different soloists, and then also for those that are part of the ensemble choir, and the amount of time to practice, to learn their parts. The fact that it's so familiar with so many people really doesn't give you any room for error. And so whenever we perform this here at St. Paul, I know that our choir members go to great lengths so that they can learn their parts. And so when it comes time for the performance, it's done in a way that is not just beautiful and uplifting to God, but is something that draws people into the worship. All of that wouldn't work without Wayne Martz, our Director of Music Ministries here at St. Paul. Now, what I love about Wayne is that whenever he is leading and guiding and conducting a piece, when I get through watching it and listening to it, I actually feel tired. It's amazing how much energy, someone asked me one time, how much sweat do you think Wayne Martz will be involved in the piece? And it's probably hard to quantify that. He's only surpassed by John Few whenever John Few preaches, particularly in the summertime here at St. Paul. Both of them do a great job, and definitely appreciative to each one of them. But when it comes to the music, very proud of what our choir does, and especially what Wayne leads and guides. This is number 6 of a 6-part series where we've divided up Handel's Messiah, and leading up into Christmas, wanted to give you just bits and pieces of it, all leading to today. And so today you have the last part, which will include the Hallelujah Chorus. So I hope that you, with an open heart and an open mind, and with love and faith in Jesus Christ, that you'll receive this last piece and use it as a way that adds to your Christmas.